and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons Lost Mine of Phandelver 5th edition. Always say that in a different order every time. I'm Armagdir Ross, your host and DM as always, and we're joined here for Natalie's character creation video. Natalie, you also still says underneath you that you're called Lyodon. Not anymore, I'm afraid. Not anymore.
I'll
So,
change it.
yeah, you can go ahead and change it, that's fine. So, got here your second new character sheet to replace, hopefully, isn't a psychopathic murderer who kills people for being rude to them. Hopefully a bit more social and like how would you have survived in the world up until that point? I was just thinking it over and I was like, literally at any point, you know, a guard would be like, "You there, elf, what are you doing?" And you were like, "Ah, yeah." It just suicided much earlier.
I'll be more chilled out this time.
More chilled out. That's good to hear. Okay, so what we're doing differently this time, there's two things. The first thing is that you get to roll your stats. So instead of taking 15, 14, 13, 12, you're going to roll for them. And the other thing is you're getting double HP, so level 2 HP at level 1. So if you can go in your cogwheel at the top right, and then you see macro for stats, open that up and roll it, and then go back to the chat. And you should see it. Yeah, you see that in there?
Does it just show macro bar?
That's right. Show
Okay.
a macro bar and then macro for stats, that's what it says. And then it should appear
Okay.
in the bottom left when you ticked both of those.
Yeah, I've got that.
There we go. Okay, so there's your stat. Wow, 55, that's absolutely atrocious. So you can choose any of those. So there's your standard stat array, you can choose that, or you can choose one of the three above you. So it tells you what they are there, 16, 10, 15, 12, etc. Do you see in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got 3 arrays to choose, or 4 arrays really to choose from. So you've got a 17, 16, 15, 15, 12, 10. You've got a dreadful 13, 12, 9, 9, 8, 4, my goodness. And then you've got a 16, 15, 13, 12, 12,
What
11.
one's better?
Well, the best one is the one that's got the most stats, really, isn't it?
So the 70, is that the 79?
The 85.
No, the 85.
Would, because that's
The
adding them
85?
all together, yeah. So 85 is the most stats, but sometimes you can maybe want to have a different array. Like if you wanted, you could have higher stats if you go for that one. Okay. Well, your character sheet's open now. You said you were thinking about being some sort of spellcaster. Is that right? So
Yeah.
spellcasting is a bit different in this because there's a lot of choices for spellcasters. So you can be a cleric. So there's a couple of things. You can get your magic from gods. So you pray to a god and they give you magic. You can get your magic just from nature. You can get your magic from a pact with like a demon or a fairy or Cthulhu or something like that. You can get your magic by studying and training and writing it all down yourself. You can just have been born with magic, or maybe magic just randomly appeared in you. You can use, bards kind of use magic as well when they sing and stuff. So you can have that
Yeah,
kind of
I'll do
magic.
the born with magic.
Born, so you're going to be a sorcerer. You don't want to have a pact with a demon, maybe signed away your soul, or you don't want to get it from nature or anything, you just want to have been born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, well, sorcerers, they use charisma as their casting stat. So you want your charisma to be your highest. So go ahead, in the core stats, type in how you'd like your character to be using that stat array you've chosen, the 85. So you've got a 17, a 16, 2 15s, a 12 and a 10.
So, this must be the highest, isn't it? Yeah. 17.
Yeah, you want
That's
charisma to be highest. Sorry?
What was the dexterity again?
Dexterity. That's dexterity. Yeah. That's your agileness, your sleight of hand, your sneakiness, your ability to hand-eye coordination, that kind of thing. Your ranged attacks or dexterity.
And the con, what was that again?
Con is your constitution, it's your endurance, your toughness. So if I was to keep punching you, your constitution would determine how long you could stand that. And it's your
Okay.
HP as well as your con.
Right, okay. I've done it.
Okay, so let's see here. So looking at your stat array right now, it looks like you've got 3 15s. Oh, there you go. It's updated now. I see. Okay, yeah, it was a bit slow there to update for me. Okay, cool. So you've gone with high, basically high mental stats, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. So you're quite a smart, a wise character, not one who's going to be jumping to stabbing people in the faces, certainly. And you're also quite tough as well, but not so strong, not so quick. Still fairly quick and certainly averagely strong. Okay, and what about your race then? So we've got your class, so you can put that in the top right where it says class. Go ahead and stick in sorcerer there. So
Okay.
what kind of race are you thinking of then? And then into class, we'll boost up 1 level in sorcerer there. So there you go. I did that for you. So what kind of, so you've got the character creation. I've created this lovely little table here on the character creation thing. You can see now it's got all the races, and then it's a DMG race page has a list of more races. So you've got dwarves, elves, halflings, humans, dragonborns, tieflings, half orcs, half elves, gnomes, Aarakocra, genocide, Goliath, and then a bunch more. Quite like the genocide, they're quite interested to me. Like plain touched creatures. Or if you're fitting with our monstrous race companion, you could go like a tiefling or something, and then you'd, because everyone's really scary right now.
Yeah, I'll go one of those then.
What are you thinking?
What's the skeleton ones?
So tieflings are half demons, or half
Yeah, I'll go one of
devils.
them.
So you want to be a tiefling? Okay. Have a little Google of what a tiefling looks like. Open up and type tiefling D&D. And you'll see they've often got horns, red skin, things like that. They can look very
Can I pick a picture for it?
yeah, exactly like we did before. We need your picture quite quickly. Oh no, I chose your picture. I just googled a random picture. You can choose your picture. You can draw it as well. Lots of people draw it. Okay. So do you have the player's handbook open? I forgot to ask you that. You really want to have the player's handbook open. So you're on Facebook. Up the very top of the page, I should have done this there. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. Let's go onto Facebook. And then you want to go in our D&D chat, and you want to go all the way to the very first thing that was said. And it should say, there's a 5e player handbook PDF, which is a total legal copy.
The first one, yeah.
It's the second, it says 5e player handbook, not the link, it's the PDF, you see that? Under, just above where I said you've named the conversation to D&D. Where it says that, just above that. See it? I should have done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want
So open up that
Okay.
PDF, yeah, you got it open?
that the one that says like basic rules and everything. Yeah.
Not basic rules, no. There's the one below basic rules. So see we're right below where it says basic rules.
Okay.
It
Got
says
you.
player handbook, yeah, so open that up. Okay. So tieflings are derived from human bloodlines in the broadest possible sense, but they still look human. However, their infernal heritage has left a clear imprint on their appearance. Tiefling have large horns that can take a variety of shapes. Some have curling horns like a ram, others straight and tall horns like a gazelle's, some spiral upward like an antelope's horns. They have thick tails, 4 to 5 feet long, which lash or coil around their legs when they get upset or nervous. Their canine teeth are sharp, sharply pointed, and their eyes are solid colours: black, red, white, silver, gold, with no visible scala or pupil. Their skin tones cover the full range of human coloration, but also include various shades of red. Their hair cascading down from behind their horns is usually dark, from black or brown to dark red, blue, or purple. So you've got a big lot of variety there in Tieflings. Okay, so you got that player's handbook open, yeah?
Yep.
So you want to go to page 43 in the bottom right corner. It's got the page numbers. So just scroll all the way down to page 43, and you'll see the Tieflings. And that's what you want to be looking at. Okay, so in terms of stats, so you want to have roll 20 open as well here. Your charisma score increases by 2, and your intelligence score increases by 1.
So that's the roll, yeah.
No, you don't have to roll.
Cool.
So you just have to increase your charisma score by 2 and your intelligence score by 1. Now remember that things only change on even numbers, so maybe it'd be a good idea to swap your intelligence, which was 16, with your charisma 17, because then you get 2 18s instead of 17 and a 19.
So intelligence 17.
Plus
charisma.
1 takes it to 18, charisma 16 plus 2 takes it to 18. So go ahead and put those both at 18. So that's an idea. You don't have to do that, but it does change the actual things rather. Okay, great. And now we'll go into your background to make sure up the top right to fill in your Tiefling there. And then we're going to go into your background page. Okay, so male or female?
Female.
Female. Okay. For age, Tieflings mature at the same rate as humans but live a few years longer.
I'll go 30.
30. Okay. And your height and weight is much the same as a human. They're the same size and build as a human, so whatever the humans have, you can have too. Obviously, for reference, humans have quite a variety. I'll go have a wee look if you. Humans vary wildly in height and build, from barely 5 feet to well over 6 feet tall. You can actually roll for your height and weight if you'd like. Up to you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if you go in that character creation sheet, you see the flowchart. You know how right under the first table there's a link to a flowchart?
Okay.
Yep, so on that flowchart, scroll down straight away and there's a random height and weight table. Do you see that?
Did I click on?
You click this image or link here and it'll take you to a big flowchart, and you want to scroll down on the bottom, on the middle left. There is a random height and weight table. Do you see it? It's right underneath the first stuff. You not seeing it?
No.
Okay, so you've got this big huge flowchart, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you stick straight to the left. So what's at the far left? It says elf, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so scroll down from elf and then it'll go high elf, wood elf, dark elf, yeah?
Okay, now I see it.
And then the random height and weight. So for a Tiefling, your base height is 4'9", and then you roll plus 2d8 in inches. So go ahead and roll 2d8 in chat. So 11, so very tall. You are, how much would that be? Let's find out. You're 5'8", so quite tall for a girl. How tall are you in real life?
5'7".
5'7", so same height, roughly. And for your weight, what you do is you roll 2d4 and then you times it by the difference between your so you times it by 11 basically. I can do that for you. So just roll 2d4. Ooh. Wow. So you're 198 pounds. Which is I mean, you can always choose if you'd like, if you don't want to be that heavy. But in stone,
That's fine.
let's see. Let's see if I can't convert it to stone. It's 14 and a half, 14 stone. Sure,
Wow.
that's quite
I'm really
heavy.
overweight.
Yeah. Um, that's something else. Yeah, so that's £188 you're at. Or 190, 190 I think it was. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Basically,
much
if I go in
max.
contest,
That's pretty much max. What?
if I go in contest, no one can lift me up then.
Well, you'd say that, but you haven't seen the other guys, because I'm pretty sure you're still the lightest by quite an amount.
Really?
Yeah, by considerably. Let's see. So we've got. I'll just have a wee look here and spoil it. Where you get £330. We've
Is that
got
Alex?
£230, and we've got £274. So yeah, you're lightest by quite a margin. We're a heavy bunch here. No walking over narrow rope bridges. Okay, so eyes and hair. What are you thinking then? I did tell you about the eyes and hair that tieflings
I think you
have.
said red, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it can vary. It can vary. So you've got lots of choices. Their eyes are always solid color. You don't have pupils or anything like that. It can be black, red, white, silver, or gold. You can always choose something else if you'd like. And their skin tones can vary the entirety of the. Oh, sorry, hair first. Hair is usually dark, but it can be black, brown, dark red, blue, or purple. So you can have a wide variety again. That's just from your infernal heritage there.
Okay.
Okay, so your size is medium.
Medium. Okay.
You have 60-foot dark vision. Thanks to your infernal heritage, you have superior vision in dark and dim conditions.
Okay.
Your known languages are Common and Infernal.
Common and Inferno, yeah.
Yeah, Inferno, and again, that is just basically the language of the demons and devils. One of them, they speak different languages. Infernal.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
What page did you say the thing was on that handbook? So 43?
Page 43, yes, the Tieflings page. Can you? There should be. Have you got it open in the PDF in Abdob?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you click on the far left, it'll bring up a bookmarks, and then you can have a wee browse through it.
Oh.
And then it should say races. Yeah, you see where it says Chapter 2 races?
Yeah.
And
I've
then
got it now.
you click the plus and then down to Tiefling, and just flick through that as we're talking here. So for alignment, Tieflings might not have an innate tendency toward evil, but many of them do end up there. Evil or not, an independent nature inclines many Tieflings towards a chaotic alignment. However, you are very intelligent and very wise for yourself, so if you know, because Tieflings are often raised amongst humans, because it's not like you're going to be brought. Well, you can be brought up by your devil father, but not often. Um. So up to you, really.
I go like semi-evil.
Like semi-evil. What does
Yeah.
that mean? What is semi-evil? What
Like
are you?
I can turn if I want to.
Yes, but what is your goal in being evil? Remember the alignments? Do you remember the descriptions of alignments? Is that a no? So
No.
for the evils, lawful evil creatures methodically take what they want within the limits of a code, tradition, loyalty, or order. Devils, blue dragons, and hobgoblins are lawful evil. Neutral evil is alignment of those who do whatever they can get away with without compassion or qualms. Many drow, some cloud giants, and Yugolos are neutral evil. Chaotic evil creatures act with arbitrary violence spurred by their greed, hatred, or bloodlust. Demons, red dragons, and orcs are chaotic evil.
I'll do neutral evil.
Neutral. Neutral evil is those who can do whatever they can get away with without compassion or qualms. So you're not someone who's very sensitive emotionally then.
No.
And why is that?
Because I'm dead inside.
Well, I guess. Why are you dead inside?
My
What caused your lack of empathy?
I'm an orphan.
Are you an orphan? Yes. What do you mean you're an
Yeah,
orphan? So were you born of a demon, or was it passed through your family for generations? What
past
happened?
it for generations.
Okay. So you had normal parents as far as you're aware, but when you were
Yeah,
born, you were
they didn't want me.
they
So I
didn't
came out
want
with
you.
creepy looking.
Yeah, you would have done. Do you have red skin or what?
Yeah,
Your red skin. Okay, put that in somewhere like in your hair or something. Right down. You've got red skin. I don't know why there isn't a skin color section. That's quite annoying.
so I put that in racial traits maybe.
Yeah, sure. But you
Yeah,
got red skin.
okay.
Okay, so you were born clearly you had blue hair as a baby, red skin, completely silver eyes, and horns. What kind of horns do you have, by the way? And a tail.
Can I pick a type?
Yeah. So there's a description. So you just whatever you like. You can have curling horns like a ram, straight and tall horns like a gazelle, some spiral upward like an antelope's horns. It's really up to you.
I have curly ones actually.
Like a ram.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And a tail as well, obviously. So you're quite an appearance, right? So you were born, and your parents saw this monster that they had birthed, and they had no idea. Did they have any idea of the family demon, or had maybe it been whispered that their
The
great great
last
grandmother
one. The
what
last demon was born years ago.
years ago?
About
Okay,
70 years ago.
70 years ago. Okay, so this has been in your family before. They'd heard the rumors of the
Yeah.
demon stuff. So they'd been told, a long time ago, your great great grandmother sold her soul to a demon, and in turn she had to give birth or whatever to demon spawn, and now that's been plaguing your family for generations.
Yes.
And now you were born. And what did your parents say then when you were? What did they do?
They gave me up.
They just threw you, would give you
They
up
left
to
me. They left me in a forest.
left you in a forest. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you survive? Like as a baby?
Um.
Did someone
Other.
look after you?
Yeah. What's
Or
yeah? Other types of.
well, I'm
Yeah.
thinking here's a good idea. Maybe you should be a warlock instead. Because what I'm thinking here is if you were abandoned and a warlock are the people who sign pacts, right? So, and because you're evil as well, I think a warlock would suit you very well. Maybe you hear the voice of the demon who all those millennia ago, you know, signed the pact, and so you survived in the woods thanks to this guy's protection, and he
Yeah.
would lend you hands, and you were stronger and you grew faster than you would otherwise. When maybe like a wolf came to eat you, it just get turned into ash and blown apart.
So would that be race I would change then? Yeah.
That's your class. Warlock is your class, the way you cast spells. So what is now is you have a patron, and I like warlocks. They're quite cool. They're very because things like I can tell you what your demon, like if are you on friendly terms. So he gives you your magic, right? And he gives you, so you're on his side, and it makes sense since you're evil as well. So are you happy to be getting this power? Are you happy he saved you? Because you really owe your life to him since he protected you in the woods and stuff. Or are you
Yeah.
are you still a bit peeved that he's asking you? Oftentimes he'll say, "Natalie, go and murder that person, sacrifice them to me," or something. But you don't care, do you? You're unempathetic. That's fine with you.
Exactly.
Cool.
I
Okay,
do have a.
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so as
Not exactly with the parents.
sorry,
Can I have someone I don't like the parents?
you don't like your parents.
Yeah, because they left me in the woods.
Yeah, you can put that in a personality trait if you like. I mean, you can do there's personality traits that come from your background, but remember that the character's yours to act. You don't have to just do that. So if you, I mean, we'll still roll personality traits, but you can do a lot more. As a tiefling, by the way, you get hellish resistance, which means you have resistance to fire damage. So any damage, say you stuck your hand in a fire and someone else stuck their hand in a fire, I don't know why they do this, you would take half as much damage, which is quite good. Very useful if you're being hit by someone's fireball. So I've put that in your racial traits. Okay, so this is, remember, I did say in the chat, you do want to write up a short backstory after we're finished talking, and whenever you can before Wednesday, and that's the kind of stuff you put in that you don't like your parents because they left you. Okay, you also get to spat the thaumaturgy cantrip for free, so you're able to cast a little bit of magic innately because of your connection to a demon. And let me just see, I'll just tell you what thaumaturgy is. It's a little wee cantrip, and a cantrip is a spell that you can cast as many times as you want. Like you had a firebolt before that you never used.
I tried to use it.
I don't remember. Maybe you did use it. I don't remember. So thaumaturgy, you manifest a minor wonder, a sign of supernatural power within range. You can make your voice louder. You can cause flames to change colour, to flicker, to dim or brighten. You can shake the ground. You can create a point of sound like a rumble of thunder, the cry of a Raymond. You can cause a door to slam shut or fly open. And you can change the appearance of your eyes as well for up to a minute. So all of that stuff I'll put in, but you're going to have to pay attention to spells because you do get some as a warlock. Let's see. What else do you do? Okay, and your core stats, so back to your core stats. Your speed is 30 feet, so up the top right there, speed of 30. As a warlock, you've got D8 HP, which means you get 8 HP at level 1, plus your constitution, so that becomes 10. And I'm also giving you guys level 2 HP, so you last a bit longer. So go ahead and roll D8 plus 2, and then add that to your HP. Higher is better here. Very, very good. Almost max. So you've got 19 HP. That's ridiculous. Really powerful. So go ahead and put that in your current at max.
Well, where does that go?
Add your HP. It says hit points next to speed. Current and max.
Ah, okay, so current is...
Full. You're at full HP to start with. So you're 19 out of 19.
Okay. And max is... Flip it in that one.
Yes, you put 19.
The 19, 19.
19 out of 19, yeah. Okay, as a warlock, your proficiency, your save proficiencies are, what is it, charisma and wisdom. So go ahead and tick those on the left. And charisma. Great, okay. And into background, at the very bottom of background, your armor proficiency is with light armor. And weapons are simple weapons. You don't get any tool proficiencies. So you've put simple weapons under your armor proficiencies. Good job, Natalie. Good job. Okay, and skills. So if you want to go to skills, let me just get that here. So you get to choose 2 skills from a list of that. So Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature and Religion.
Let's go deception and intimidation.
Okay, so go ahead and tick those as yes. So a warlock is defined by a pact with an otherworldly being. Sometimes the relationship between warlock and patron is like that of a cleric and a deity, though the beings that serve as patrons for warlock are not gods. A warlock might lead a cult dedicated to a demon prince, an archdevil, or an utterly alien entity. More often, though, the arrangement is similar to that between a master and an apprentice. The warlock learns and grows in the power at the cost of occasional services performed on the patron's behalf. So things like that. So this is page, by the way, The Warlock, so that's page 105. Or you can go to classes in the bookmarks, press the plus for classes, and skip to Warlock. Okay, so in terms of your inventory, you get to choose a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon.
Oh, where are we here? Weapons.
We're talking about your equipment. This is going to be an inventory.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon.
A light crossbow and 20 bolts.
Okay, so go ahead and stick that in. You can choose a component pouch or an arcane focus.
What's an arcane focus?
So let me just get that. So the spellcasting chapter you will have to read before you cast the spell, but before Wednesday. But the spellcasting, what arcane focus is basically how you cast your spells. Hold on, let me just get it so I can just read it to you. And that's what a component pouch is as well. There are different methods of casting a spell that needs material components. Okay, so an arcane focus is kind of like a wand, a rod, a staff, a special item, specially constructed staff, a wand-like length of wood, a crystal, an orb, a rod, or some similar item designed to channel the power of an arcane spell.
I'll do the arcane one then, yeah.
Okay, and then a component focus pouch. A component pouch is a small, watertight leather belt pouch that has compartments to hold all the material components and other special items you need to cast your spells, except for those that have a specific cost.
I'll do the arcane one.
Okay, so what do you have then?
I have trying to find it on this.
It's in chapter 5 equipment under adventure and gear, but there's only it's up to you really. What do you think you'd cast your spells with? Is it a wand? Is it a crystal you hold in your hand? Is it an orb, a rod, a staff? What do you use to cast your
I'll
spells?
do a wand.
A wand, okay. What kind of, what's it look like? What's it made of? Is it bone? Is it wood? Is it
Tree.
It's made of a branch, okay.
Yeah.
Is it like gnarled? Is it nice and smooth? Does it have any letterings on it? How does it look?
It's got my initials on it.
Your initials. What
Yeah.
are your initials?
I haven't decided yet.
You haven't decided yet, but well, so it's just a black piece of wood, brown piece of wood. How does it look?
It's a silver piece of wood from a very special type of tree.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and stick that in your inventory. Make sure to add that description there. So a smooth silver piece of wood that's got your initials carved into it, from which you cast your spells, launch your fire and such out of.
Okay.
You can choose a Scholar's Pack or a Dungeoneer's Pack.
I'll go the Scholars Pack.
Okay, just go ahead and put Scholar's Pack in. I'll fill it all in later. What do you get? And you get leather armor. Two daggers. And any simple weapon.
Do I have to pick the weapon?
Yeah. So the weapons are on page, it's an equipment section 149, 148. So it's kind of like a club, a dagger, a great club, a hand axe, a javelin, a hammer, a mace, a quarterstaff, a sickle, or a spear. Or a dart, a short bow, or a sling.
Go a spear.
Spear? Okay, cool. So at first level, so this is, we're going to be on your class page now. At first level, you've struck a bargain with an otherworldly being of your choice, the Archfey, the Fiend, or the Great Old One. For this, you'll probably want to choose the Fiend, since that's what you've struck a pact with. Okay. So for that you learn 2 cantrips and you know 2 first level spells, but we'll do that. We'll do that in a second. Let's see, what do you get for being an Archfiend? The Fiend. You've made a pact with a Fiend from the lower planes of existence, a being whose aims are evil even if you strive against those aims. Such beings desire the corruption or destruction of all things, ultimately including you. Fiends power enough to forge a pact include demon lords such as blah 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 blah, archdevils such as blah 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 blah, pit fiends and balors that are especially mighty and ultra-loss and other lords of the Yugo-loss. Dark One's Blessing. Starting at first level, when you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus your warlock level. So every time you kill someone, you get temporary HP, which goes away. So if you kill someone and then someone tries to hit you, it takes away your temporary HP first, and then your main HP. Okay. You also get to choose from an expanded Warlock spells list when you're choosing your spells. So you also get to choose from Burning Hands or Command. So, on the PDF you want to go all the way down to Spells, Chapter 11 Spells. So press the plus there and you want to click Spell Lists, and then Warlock Spells, and then Cantrips. Yeah, you see that? Natalie.
That's fine, just taking forever.
Okay, well your choices then, you choose 2 of these and you can cast them as much as you want, and it's Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Eldritch Blast, Friends, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, and True Strike.
True Strike.
Okay. I would recommend Eldritch Blast as one of them, because that's your main damage dealing spell as a warlock.
Okay. Where did I put that in?
So you put these in your spell book. So go to spell book, down the bottom press add. So the first one you want to add is Thaumaturgy, which you got from free for being a Tiefling.
I just spell that.
It does, just slam it in and I'll fix it later.
Thaumaturgy.
And then you want to add Eldritch Blast and True Strike.
True Strike.
I like your spelling, these are great.
There.
Okay.
You see, give it a go.
Yeah, no, you did. No, you gave it a good go. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I was just changing it so it's a warlock. Okay, so you also get level 1 spells, so change the cantrips. You know, at the top of the spell book, it's got a list of them all, so you want to go to level 1. Do you see that on the spell book on the character sheet? It says cantrips, level 1, level 2, level 3.
Oh, okay. Level 1.
Yep, level 1. So your choices are Armour of Aegis, Arms of Hadar, Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Expeditious Retreat, Hellish Rebuke, Hex, Illusory Script, Protection from Evil and Good, Unseen Servant, Witch Bolt, and you also get from your patron, I think it was Burning Hands and Command. So you can choose 2 of those, and the way it works is you can cast 2 spells every time, like a day, before you have a rest. And you can choose whatever, so you can cast one of them twice, or you can cast one each. Up to you.
I'll do the burning hands.
Burning hands. It's good. It's a good one. Lots of damage.
And what was the other one again?
So you've got Armor of Agnesis, Arms of Hadar, Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Expeditious Retreat, Command, Hellish Rebuke, Hex, Illusory Script, Protection from Evil and Good, Unseen Servant, and Witch Bolt. What have you chosen then?
Witch bolt.
Witch Bolt. Okay, so very, very heavy in the damage dealing then. Okay, apart from that, we're finished with your class creation. As I said, you can cast the cantrips as much as you like, and you can only cast 2 of the spells before you have a rest. And we'll talk about. Oh, you'll have to go read chapter 10 for the general rules of spellcasting. Okay, so background. What kind of background are you thinking then? So chapter 4 is backgrounds, and it's got the list of them there. And we're also allowing, you know how it says in the character creation thing? If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a link to another web page called Hack/Master. And if you control F for backgrounds, there's a list of extra ones that I'm letting people use as well. So, and it's also on that flowchart as well. You can look at the flowchart and see the list of backgrounds on the right, if that's easier for you.
Yeah, I'll do the chart.
So on the right, they're all titled. So you've got Noble, Soldier, Acolyte, Criminal, Sage, Folk Hero, Spy, Charlatan, Entertainer, Guild Merchant, Guild Artisan, Hermit, etc. Even the ones that are blocked out, you can have on that flowchart. So what are you thinking then? What did you do after you grew up? Because you're 30, so you've lived in the world for a long time. Sure, you grew up under the protection of your patron, but you know what did you do?
Let me see. I will be soldier.
You're a soldier, so you fought in wars. Okay.
Oh wait, no. I'll be a spy.
You'll be a spy. Okay, soldier is quite. I like soldier. Spy. Let me see where spy is.
Maybe a soldier would make more sense though.
I like the idea of soldier. If you want to be
Yeah,
a
I'll go
soldier.
soldier actually. That sounds better.
So your patron encouraged you to go into being a soldier. Were you a mercenary? Were you part of an army? What did you?
Part of an army, and
Part of
then
an army.
my way up the ranks.
Okay, cool. So your patron probably encouraged you to do this. For one, you can, when you kill someone, you're going to send the soul to him, so you can easily cast some of your magic dark rituals to your patron. And two, maybe he was wanting some information about this army. Okay, so as a soldier, your skills are athletics and intimidation. As you've already got intimidation, that means you get whatever one you want.
Yeah.
See this all in the flowchart. So what are you thinking of choosing then?
I'll go athletics.
Is this not? Yeah, it's on this flowchart. Okay. So you get athletics and intimidation.
Alright, okay.
So go
I
ahead.
just choose an additional one.
Yeah. So you should have athletics, intimidation, and deception.
Athletics, yes. Survival.
Survival. Okay. That makes a bit of sense. You're out in the wilderness a lot. Okay. Your tool proficiencies. So this is the bottom of background. Is land vehicles. So vehicles land.
Hi, you done?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Is that really like? Did you get caught on that? Ask your dad at his bus stop, was that?
For the purposes of their for the purposes of their privacy, I've muted it for you guys so you can't hear it. Okay. I muted it on stream so they didn't hear your conversation. Anyway, yes, so you get vehicles land.
I get land.
Vehicles, land. So your tool proficiency is that you can drive land vehicles. So like wagons, carriages, carts, things like that. You can use your proficiency on. So if you're doing like a kart race or you had to go down a narrow cliff. Vehicles. Vehicles, Natalie. What is that? Vehicles.
How's this supposed to be spelled?
Vehicles.
Vehicles.
That's what I said.
You said vehicles. Why?
Yes, I did say vehicles, yeah. And you also get one type of gaming set. So you can obviously make up your own, but there's some options here as well. And the gaming sets are playing card set, dice set, dragon chest set, and 3 dragon ante set. Dragon chest set you've went with there. I like how you just type it and don't speak at all, even though the people at home probably don't want to read. Got to communicate, Natalie. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're not someone playing. You're playing a bit more intelligent kind of gameplay there. Something that stretches your mind. Okay, your equipment. You've got an insignia of your rank. Now, what rank did you get to before you left? Why did you leave the army? In fact.
The master guy told me to leave and go do other stuff.
Oh, you're okay. So your demon patron had gotten what he wanted out of them. So let's see. I know what happened then. Okay, so this is your inventory, your insignia of your rank. So what rank do you think you got to with them?
What's the highest rank here?
Well, I mean the highest rank would be general. Or the only person above the general would be the king. There's no list of ranks.
Oh, okay.
So you'd be, it's your standard military affair general. Captain. Okay. Captain's quite high, isn't it? I don't know.
No,
Let's find out. List of military hierarchy. Sure, you can
I'll go major.
You go major. You're certainly not
Yeah.
a private. You've commanded troops on the field. Let's see where captain is. So captain is above lieutenants, and it's above sergeants. It's above majors. It's above corporals. So you're captain then, okay? So quite high ranking. You would control, a platoon or two, I think, of men. Okay, so put that in your inventory. That's your insignia of your rank. As I said repeatedly, it's in your inventory. So just put insignia of rank and then brackets captain.
This goes in inventory.
Yes. Because it's a piece of paper, or maybe it's a badge on your clothes, or maybe it's a medal. It's some proof of your rank. You also get a set of bone dice or deck of cards. What one are you choosing? Again, you just type it without speaking.
Thank you. Deck of cards.
Deck of cards, okay. A set of common clothes. And a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. And then you put the 10 gold up the very top under coin carried. It says GP for gold pieces.
And 12.
10.
10.
10. Okay, and you also get a trophy taken from a fallen enemy. For example, a dagger, a broken blade, a piece of banner. something you've picked up off of someone you killed. So what I'm thinking is maybe this is what your patron was after. You finally killed the guy he wanted you to. You took this off his corpse and now you're off on something else to do.
Yeah, a special kind of coin or something.
Coin?
That you needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you, so you've still got this coin. Do you know what you needed it for? Or did you just send out, you join this army, rank up in the army, and then one day he told you, kill this person, that's us, we're done with the army. Retire.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool, it's some kind of coin. You don't know anything to do, but go ahead and put that in there that you're carrying around. What does it look like?
It's got certain markings on it.
What was it made of? Is it gold, silver, copper, or metal you've never seen before? Is it black, white?
It's a unknown type of metal.
What colour is it?
Purple.
Purple. Okay, so very, very strange then. So this kind of purple coin you're carrying on you. Okay. Now, during your time as a soldier, you had a specific role to play in your unit or army. Roll a d8 or choose, and you wanted to choose you were an officer, is that right? So that's in your background, so put speciality officer in your background. So you're very used to coming up with plans, commanding people, being sensible in your actions.
What if I put special?
In the background, under the bit where it says background. Speciality was you were an officer. You also have the feature that you had a military rank. So from your career as a soldier, soldiers loyal to your former military organisation still recognise your authority and influence, and they defer to you if they are of lower rank. You can invoke your rank to exert influence over other soldiers and requisition simple equipment or horses for temporary use. You can also usually gain access to friendly military encampments and fortresses where your rank is recognised. So I've put that all in for you, so you don't have to type anything. But where were you employed? Whereabouts in the world? Because you see the huge map here. Where was it you studied?
Let's see. Fallen Lands.
The Fallen Lands, okay. Remember that Neverwinter is currently under siege, so you could have been in Neverwinter yourself.
Yeah, I spent some time there.
In Neverwinter, okay. So Neverwinter is where you were an officer, so put that in somewhere in your background. Remember, you will want to write all of this down on your bio and info page before Wednesday to write a summary of your life. Okay, so now it's personality traits. You can roll for these or you can choose them. So you can see those on the flow chart. So roll 2d8. Ah, well, you need to roll another d8. Your first one is you have a crude sense of humour. And I face problems head on. A simple, direct solution is the best path to success. So when you come up with your plans, they're very direct and head on. So go ahead and put those in your personality traits. For your ideals, you can roll, but you may want to choose as well. There's greater good, responsibility, independence, might, live and let live, and nation. You've gone for might. And life is in war, the stronger force wins. That's an evil thought process, so put that in your ideal. And life is in war, the stronger forces win. Oh my god, I just copy paste that in.
You do the personality for me as well. It won't let me copy and paste it.
That's because it's off an image. As you're looking in the PDF, you could copy paste it. Okay, there you go. And your bonds, do you want to roll a d6 or do you want to choose?
I'll just roll d6.
Oh, I hope you get 2. Yes! Okay, someone saved your life on the battlefield. To this day, I will never leave a friend behind. Okay, so the person who saved you was a giant, right? And this was just recently before you left. maybe through your maybe you made a mistake or something, but the person who saved you with this huge Goliath type creature, did you speak to him at all after he saved you, or were you just like thanks and then
No, he
left?
got up and left, and I've not saw him since.
Okay.
All I have is a name.
All you have is a name. Cool. Okay, and then your flaw, D6. Is I have made a terrible mistake in battle, cost many lives, and I would do anything to keep that mistake secret. So maybe this was why he saved you. Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the mistake?
I'm not telling you.
You have
I'll
to
keep
tell
it a
me.
secret.
What? I mean, it doesn't seem like you would care if many lives were lost, to be honest.
I don't.
Maybe you
Never
should-
again.
Yeah, you can roll again, yeah. You can roll again for anything. 2. I have little respect for anyone who's not a proven warrior.
Yeah, I'll go for that one.
Okay, cool. So part of your upbringing, you fought to survive pretty much, and then you fought in the war. People who are comfortable and who don't have a sword in their hand are not people worth respecting. Cool. Okay, and roll a D100 for your trinket. 13. A tooth from an unknown beast. Cool, so that goes in your inventory.
That could have been the Giants, actually.
The giants. The
the
giant,
guy
the,
that
gol-
saved
oh, the guy who saved you, a tooth fell out. Okay, cool. That's
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, sure. No, that's quite good. Yeah, sure. Okay, so go ahead and put that in there. So so he saved you, and you were unconscious while this was happening. So you're flitting out unconscious, and all you remember was him carrying you off the battlefield. And then when you woke up, you looked around, you're like, what's going on? And only thing that remained was with a bit of blood spattering and a tooth. So clearly he was involved in a
It's
fight
lying beside me.
trying to rescue you, yeah, and he must have not noticed. Awesome. Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to do then? Are we happy? I think we've done everything.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Great. Okay, so
I'll
thanks.
read up some stuff.
What?
I'll read up in the
Yeah,
background.
you need to read up and get me a token before Wednesday. Wow, that actually took less than an hour. I'm quite surprised. Especially with spellcasting, but you still have to learn all that. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Join us tomorrow night at 10 o'clock UTC. No, sorry, 8 o'clock UTC until 12 o'clock. We will be playing through the very first part of Lost Mine of Phandelver, as if our last time never happened at all. Thanks for Natalie for joining us, and bye-bye.
Bye.